Podcast starts at 19 seconds.
Welcome to another episode of Fit the Description, a Black Men's podcast where various Black men come together to talk about life, society, entertainment, culture, news, and whatever else we want to talk about from various Black men's perspectives. I'm your host, G, and today we got Norris.
My bad. It's loud out here. I'm here.
And we have James.
No, you don't.
With that being said, make sure on your way in to make sure to like, subscribe, follow. Also, make sure to check out the Clips channel, Fit the Description podcast, over there on YouTube, where we post various different clips from the podcast. Make sure to check us out on various different podcast platforms, just to name a few: iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music. So wherever podcast is streaming, we're pretty much are going to be at. So make sure to check us out there. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get started with the podcast. Is it okay for you and your girl to have separate rooms?
Do you mean like when we go to sleep in, or do you mean like just to have separate rooms for like our stuff that we're interested in?
No, when you sleep, you're in separate rooms.
No, it's not okay. It distances the marriage. The only time it's okay is in a situation like this, because this is what we've done before. You have kids, and then you have a baby, right? And some of us who don't have an Alaskan-sized bed or a king-size cow king bed, we have a queen bed. You know how it is when you and the other person's are in it. You got some room. When you throw a baby in there, all of a sudden the baby takes the majority of the room. No matter who has the baby, there's always going to be one person, if not both adults, on the edge of the bed. That's just how it happens. So if you get in late, or if you're late working late, or you see the situation, you already know like it's hard to put the baby to sleep. I am not about to wake up that baby to put the baby in the baby crib. I'm not about to wake my wife up because she probably had a hard ass time going to sleep with the baby. No. If I see the situation how it is, and I was told earlier about how hard it was for her to get him to do things that day, she was just having a hard day, then I'm just going to go ahead and be like, okay, I understand. When I get in from work, I might say, hey, I'm here, and then I'll, let them go back to sleep, and I'll go in the living room and sleep on the couch for a minute. You can try, moving the baby if your baby doesn't wake up, or doesn't cause a situation where now you got to be the one to take care of the baby because you just got in from working and you're tired, and because you wanted to get in the bed, you wanted to, So in the sense of sleeping wise, I don't believe so. In the sense of just having like your own private area, like a man cave, then yeah, because you have women caves, I do want a man cave. So if people would count that as a separate private room, then okay, I don't give a fuck. That's a second private room. As long as me and my wife are okay with it and we're sleeping in the same bed at the end of the night, then it is what it is. In the case of separate rooms, I do want my own space sometimes. I want to have things where they don't get messed around, put a certain type of way, or I have to compromise to put one thing up so there's room for like her thing too. Like that's what the bedroom is. My man cave is for me. If she wants to have a separate room, that's for her, specifically dedicated to things that she likes and whatnot, then that's fine.
Technically, you're on the path of getting an entire football team, but hey.
Man, I was playing about that. This last one is it.
I'm going to say this. That's what my grandfather said. And if he wasn't wrong, I wouldn't have been here. So I appreciate that he was.
Well, you know what? If things were affordable, like better affordable, I wouldn't mind having another one, maybe.
Dude, I was looking on the internet the other day, and there was this he was like a Chinese billionaire, and he had like 50 kids, and a dude said his goal is to have 100 kids before he leaves this earth.
Oh, so what is he trying to be, Attila the Hun?
I mean, hey, didn't they say most Asian people, an majority of them, have his DNA in them?
Yeah. Most people in Mongolia have his DNA in them right now. Some of the people in China do too. but most of the people in Mongolia do.
Yeah.
I think my sister's husband was one of his descendants.
Oh, really?
The gentleman who made the mail system. That's what they say he did too, or either him or the Huns did, or responsible for the mail system that we have today.
Mm. There is something I need you to answer from an earlier
Alrighty.
podcast. But I did want to ask you this question because it's something that bugged me for a while, and I haven't heard from you.
Okay, let's go.
And
Let's
so
shoot.
your statement was, and if you
Oh, I don't confirm any of this. It's just a
and
statement.
if y'all want to know when he said this, just check out episode 64. Oh, you know what?
Hold
Hold
on.
on. I got a time code wrong. Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me check one more
Are you
thing.
gonna play it? Share
So,
with me and not somebody else. Is there a video? Is there a face to go with this?
are you looking on screen?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Let's tell you.
No, I'm not looking on screen.
It's all right. You just got to hear it. Here you go.
That's another thing I learned, more recently, is that the nuclear family kind of fucked everything up. I believe it's a nuclear family. When they came back and they started giving veterans the VA loan, which is good, but that took it out of like where families will be within the community. Like, my daughter, my son would be in the same area I was in or same city. They needed help, if there was issues, the family just helps out. It's a bunch of that research that goes in that family really helped out in those issues of depression, with suicide. A lot of that was prevented.
Okay. All right. All right. You heard that?
Yeah, I sound professional.
Huh. Yeah. But what you said, but the key word that you said in there is that you said the nuclear family fucked everything up. How did a nuclear family fuck everything up? And can you define nuclear family?
Yes and no. Yes, I can, but you'd have to give me a moment to do all that.
I'll give you.
But the nuclear family, going off of memory, is basically actually I'm gonna have to look that up because at the time I knew. Now it's like a vague memory.
I
So
don't go
give me
ahead.
one
Go ahead.
moment.
I'll give you time.
I'm
I'll
gonna
give you time.
I'm gonna edge myself over there. If you hear crying, just ignore the crying.
All right. Fair enough.
Hello?
Yep, I'm here.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
I didn't know I was on mute. My bad.
Oh yeah, I was on mute too.
So I think I misspoke when I said that. It wasn't that the nuclear family messed it up. It was that when veterans started getting the VA loan, that's what messed up the nuclear family.
Okay.
So the nuclear family consists of your family household, your husband, your wife, and your children. And if you want to add dogs and animals in there, you could too. But that's what the nuclear family is. So when the government started issuing out the VA loans to individuals within the military, like I said then and now, which is good, it did mess certain things up because now you don't not now, but back then when they introduced it and people took advantage of it, when houses were like $10,000 to $30,000 and you had your staple family, now you have individuals living in homes or buying homes, and they aren't your nuclear family. They're able to get a home here and there because the nuclear family would get money or assistance for most cases from the grandparents into getting them a home within a neighborhood, if not the same neighborhood they lived in, where they can give the most assistance and help to at least a neighborhood that wasn't that far away, or a retirement home that wasn't that far away within at least the same city.
Okay.
So when the VA loan was introduced and people started taking advantage of that, one moment, G. When the VA loan was introduced and given to veterans, they were able to move into homes without any down payment, which would most likely be where individuals, like as I said earlier, individuals with grandparents or parents would give them money or buy the homes for them to assist to make sure that they were, had a head start or could have, have the funding needed to get what they needed to start their family on. With that being said, where's I at? Okay, yeah. So when the veterans would get homes, they would be able to get homes pretty much anywhere they wanted to get a home at, as long as they were able to get, or as long as they got the GI Bill. And at that time, it's pretty much guaranteed you'd be able to get a home. You know, now it's some rules and regulations are going along with it. But back then it was like, oh, you got the GI Bill? Okay. I mean, excuse me, VA loan? Okay. Go right ahead. Your home's covered. You want a home where? Okay, not a problem. You want a home, you want to be a single individual in this basically a family cul-de-sac? Okay, go right ahead. Because the military, they got it, or or it's confirmed. So instead of now where you would have communities that was, of course, if you're still single, you want a home, you can afford it, you can get it. But now you have a increase of individuals buying these homes, which then offset the nuclear family from getting in locations, if not homes, where they were going to be around their immediate family and could get the assistance that they may have needed with children, and also any type of personal family situation going on. Like I said, depression, anxiety, suicide, help, just in general. Because if you don't have the help, getting help can relieve a lot of issues, and if you don't get help, that can, depending on what the situation is or the family is, that can lead to depression, abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse, a bunch of things. Because now both people are stressed and now they're taking it out on each other, or one person's taking it out on the other and the other one's just receiving. Even, and that's not the case. It could have been where even they had help and this was still happening, but it was just less likely to happen if you got assistance or you were someplace to get the help. Because, and don't quote me, I'll do my statistics in a moment, but being in a family household where you was receiving assistance and help with children and being able to go and talk to family about problems, alleviated or gave advice on those problems. And it's a difference between getting out of the house to go talk to somebody in a different house and not having to worry about someone coming in or your abuser coming in and then you going through abuse again because you're on the phone talking about it or someone's being overheard. Safety in numbers. So it was less likely that you would be abused in that situation than it would be you were being abused if you was separated from your family or going through those issues and you were separated from your family. That's what I don't think I went into details about it like that. But that's what I meant when I was talking about that.
Okay. The big thing I wanted to do was just make sure I address that, because like I said, I've been holding on this for a while, and you haven't been on here for a while. I just had to get you to address the nuclear family thing because I'm like, the fact that you said a nuclear family fucked everything up.
Yeah, I misspoke.
Okay, all right, then we're
I
good.
misspoke when I said that.
Okay, cool. All right, I thought we were gonna have to have an argument, but
No. I realized my mistake when you brought it up, and I had to be like, yeah, I did say that, but I didn't mean it that way. I meant it that way, but I meant it this way.
Also, I want to add this into to an earlier conversation. Another thing that happened is that actually in August 2023, the U.S. credit score went from AAA to AA.
What does that mean? I'm not familiar with that.
Basically, it's basically like a credit score. And if I remember right, I don't know if this is the first time in history or the first time in history in like decades that our credit score as an entire country went down from AAA to AA.
So what were the people in the AAA? 850, 900?
I don't know if that's how it works, but basically AAA. I think we were higher than AAA at one point in time. No, so don't quote me. I think there's one more higher than AAA. I think it is. I think there's one more higher. Like I said, I don't have it up right now, but yes, we were at AAA, and this year we went from AAA to AA, which is not good for a country to lose their credit. I mean, my fault. It's not good for a country to downgrade their credit rating, especially a country like ours. And basically what that means specifically is that the trust, basically the trust in like how we manage our money went down. From what I can remember off the top of my head, I can't find it where it says it. And like so, right now at this point, this is a guesstimate about what happened. But I guess
Is this
it's
when everybody was getting their checks,
no,
their
no, no,
stimulus checks and the PPP loans?
no. This is after that. This happened This happened this year.
Oh, this year,
Yeah,
okay.
this happened. We were downgraded this year. If I remember right, and I could be wrong, this is not a guarantee, but if I remember right, I think it was because oh God, what was it? We were having issues. All right, no, I'm not even gonna state it because yeah, I think it was we were having issues. It was either funding everything or paying off our debts.
Oh, that sounds like a government issue. That wouldn't have been an issue if how much again? A couple $100 billion wasn't mysteriously gone missing?
Yeah, 220 billion.
$220 billion that went missing. And they just lowered our credit. Hmm. 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 Hmm.
No, let me look it up because I want to make sure I get the reason. I could be wrong. I want to make sure I get this right because it's kind of important to get right.
I'm not saying government conspiracy, but
Okay. This here. Okay, here it is. So this is what it says.
wait. Before you start talking, can you hear
Okay.
this? Do you hear any noise in the background?
Nope.
Okay, good. If you start to hear any noise in the background, just let me know because I put on the natural rain and thunder helps me go to sleep.
Okay, so it lowered the outlook on the U.S. credit rating to negative from stable, citing large fiscal deficits and a decline in debt affordability. What?
That seems about right.
Yeah.
Is it people out here in the United States that lower it, or is it like a
No,
universal?
it's what's it called? It is basically it's Finch. I don't have it up right now. I didn't see where it's lower, but basically I think it's the banks that do it.
Okay.
But I think it's Finch. But so that's why our credit score was lower. So now we know what's up. So just thought I'll bring that up to add on to that conversation.
You know what would help?
What?
You know these people that die that have millions of dollars, and they're like, I'm going to give it to my dog to make sure he gives it a good living. I think that's when the government should step in and be like, bruh, you're dead. Your dog is going to die too. You don't need this money. We're going to take this money and specifically apply it to the debt ratio that this country has. Here's the receipt that we'll bury along with you. Thank you for your contribution. And yeah.
All right, here's a good homework assignment for you. When you get a chance, you should listen to the last podcast. We actually talk a little bit about what you just said.
Oh, you guys did? I mean, I know
Yep.
you can't go against like, what people want and their wills and everything, but it would kind of help solve the situation. Not completely erase it, of course, but I mean, I'm pretty sure it would knock it down a couple of pegs, especially if Bill Gates mysteriously died and his money got donated to the government, you know. Who else? Who's the guy in charge of Amazon?
Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos' plane mysteriously crashed and disappeared. And the last letter he wrote was like, I understand the country is in need and I dedicate all my funds to the government deficit. Do not question this letter. Authenticity.
this one is one that I had for a while, and I thought I'll ask you about it because again, this is going to be a little bit of a political episode, especially because, like I said, next year is going to be basically all politics, so that's going to be fun. And so my question to you is, what do you feel is the role of celebrity in politics? Is there a place, and should there be?
There's a place for celebrities in politics, and politics are for everybody. It's just more for those who might specialize in, whose profession it is
Okay, hold
that
on,
they're
hold on,
going in.
I want to make sure that you stay on task. If you're gonna answer it out of order, just say I'll answer it out of order. But the question
Okay.
once again was, what is the role of celebrities in politics? Is there a place, and should there be?
I'll answer it out of order. Is there a place? Yes, there is a place and a time, but there is a place for celebrities in politics because politics are for everybody, because it's general knowledge that you need to know about how your own country operates and what it does. What's the second question?
All right. So I'll say it one more time.
I'm sorry.
It's cool. What is the role of celebrity in politics? Is there a place, and should there be a role for celebrity in politics?
There should be a role, yes, but it needs to be, well, I can't give the specific answer, but there is a role because they do help kind of sway people based off of their own popularity in a sense. That is a thing. I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger, that happened, you know. And I know it's embarrassing, but Ronald Reagan, I was supposed to say I forgot the president. Ronald Reagan was the president, and he was more so a television personality, and he just became popular enough that he became that. He became the president. Um, so, but there is um, a place in politics for celebrities. Um, I personally believe, though, that they should understand, and people should understand, which I think they do, the power that celebrities hold in swaying votes just because of what they vote and voted in their political views is copied by other individuals who look up to them and may not personally know their own views, but may agree with celebrities because they like them, and now they're going to vote the same person. It's like saying if Taylor Swift said that she's Republican. I don't know if she is or isn't, but if she said she's Republican and she's going to vote for the next Republican person, not only will she have sway over the people who are already Republicans, but she'll have sway over some of the Democratic voters who would normally or would have voted for the Democratic Party are now going to vote for the Republican Party because of the amount of power, and not in the way of like physical, like some people think, but more so in the sense of who she is as a person. And some people know what that holds and everything that comes with it, and some people don't. But I think that it just needs to I just think that celebrities who do look or go into politics should be very well informed of what their political party is doing, what their political party wants to do, the type of sway that they actually have over individuals, because you don't want to be blamed for anything. And, to know that because you're a celebrity, it's not always going to be in the best interest for you personally to answer certain questions in front for the television or interviews, because that can come back in either be a positive thing, but it can also come back and kick you in the ass because you are just accounting for yourself when you normally give an answer. And if you're relatively new to the subject or to celebrityhood, you may not understand exactly everything that is going on, and what you say may be taken out of context, as is usually is when it comes to celebrities and things that they say. Because it's going to pretty much be whatever holds more power in the negative or the positive view, unless you have somebody on your team that also has sway and can persuade certain people on networks or internet to view what you said as this way, or spend a context on it. But I do believe that that should be first and foremost before celebrities start going out and saying certain things, because it just makes sense. But I also believe that they shouldn't be the people to be looked at and, like copied. That's just like saying whenever anything happens in the Black community, one of the first things that people go and do, they go and try and speak to African American celebrities to get their input and what we should do. And I'm not saying that's the only thing they do, but that's really the only thing you hear of. Gabrielle Union said this, you know, Oprah, oh my God, Oprah said this, Oprah said that, Oprah believes in this. So instead of getting someone who's actually career or understands the political parties or understands the the political era that we're in,
I just want to say I don't fully agree with that part, but please keep going. I just want to put that in there.
Okay. Well,
no, keep
I
going,
do
keep going.
Oh, okay. I was just saying that celebrities should necessarily they can speak on what they want to speak of because it's free speech, But in the sense of saying I believe in this, but I believe that you guys should refer to such and such person as he's the person who's has more understanding in the political grounds than I do, and then be like, did you happen to ask or see if so and so was available for a comment? Because that's one thing that aggravates me, as a person is like you will go to one of the most popular African American people and talk to him or ask him for questions in a way of saying this is our way in trying to rectify the situation or to see what it is we can do to help. And while artists and celebrities, they can have like again, like I said, they have sway or they can be knowledgeable in a sense, but their profession isn't within the field that would be able to do the most positive thing with whatever the situation may be, if that's what someone's asking.
Okay, so you said a lot there. Pretty much, I think I agree with a lot of your points. I agree with. I would say I probably will get there a lot shorter than what you said. All right, so just going through it. Do I believe that there's a role for celebrity in politics? Yeah, and I think the role of celebrities in politics should be, to get the word out and inform people. I think it's fine, but I think celebrities should be in an assist role. I don't think it's good for people. I don't think the main people that you should listen to on things is celebrities. I believe what celebrities should do is pump up people, be assistant for their values and things that they believe in. But I also believe that what they should also do is help you inform or tell you where they kind of got their system or belief system so you can look into it and find information themselves. I don't think that is a good idea that there's necessarily a place, because I do agree that, yeah, there's freedom of speech. You're allowed to have your own opinion. You're allowed to say what you want to say. I'm not here to take away what you can do. But when it comes to politics, unless you want to be in politics or you want to be a politician, that is your dream or that is your goal, then of course, if you want to be if you want to be in that, then yes, there should be a place. Then yeah, there's a place for you. But if you have no desire to do that, unless you're speaking up for stuff or giving voice to people who really can really say or really understand this, then I don't believe that there should be a place for celebrities in politics outside of an assist role. Unless, and the only time I think I agree is like if you really are passionate about something. So like for example, when it came to what is it? The music industry going against Ticketmaster, going back in the 90s. Okay, well, I kind of do agree with that because that's something that you believe in, or letting people, I want to say, I think this is a case where it was about letting people listen to music that they want to, then yeah, at that point, because it's something that they really care about, that they know of, then yeah, at that point there's a place. Outside of that, when it comes to information and stuff, I believe that you should hold an assist role and not really hold a main role. And I think that's kind of my issue where I do believe that there's a little bit too much celebrity worshiping, and I don't like that people just listen to celebrities and they say what they say, and it's like, oh yeah, they know exactly what to talk about. When a lot of times when information comes out, you realize how much they get wrong, and sometimes they get it way wrong. Sometimes they jump on things too soon. Sometimes they don't get all the information. I think we do have an issue with holding on to a celebrity's word instead of going out there and finding answers for ourselves. So is there a place for celebrities in politics? Yes. But I don't think it should be no bigger than an assist role unless it's something that they specifically care about or they actually want to be in politics. But outside of that, outside of being an assistant or getting a message out, I don't believe that celebrities should have a place in politics. Celebrities, they do have a job. They have a great job for society, and that is to be entertainers and to entertain people and to, you know, depending on the movie is, basically entertain people, whether it's you know telling a message or just relieving us of our stress and the anguish that we're dealing with on a daily basis. That's kind of, to me, your job. But yeah, when it comes to politics, I think there is a place, but I don't think they should be a leading voice unless and like I said, besides the two reasons I already mentioned, unless they actually know and they have the information. At least they know it doesn't have to be perfect, but to a substantial level what they're talking about.
I can agree with that. I can agree with all of that.
Yeah.
I do definitely agree that celebrities are the voice to get things out, But then again, that goes into positive or negative things. Sometimes things that they're told to say because they've been paid to say it, or to make it look a certain type of way. It just depends on the celebrity.
Well, it
I
doesn't
pretty
matter
much
because even
believe.
in that sense, I don't believe that if they're getting paid to say things, then they shouldn't be in politics at all. I think that's actually
No, but
fabrication. I think
then
that's wrong.
that is a sense of politics. Politicians get paid, gifters, and things of that nature to vote a certain type of way, to look the other type of way. Not all of them, it's the ones who accept it, whether the negative, because you can accept gifts, but just depends. You're not supposed to let it sway or do this or do that. But I mean, if you accept a gift, like a $200,000, $300,000 gift, and it's not said, but it's clearly expected that you want things that go the way that the person who gifted you. And if that does, then that means like not voting or voting for certain things, then it's kind of like, okay, well, I'm just a cog in the system. It doesn't mean that this is going to get voted in if I vote for it. But then,
Yeah, but I
that
think there's some legal issues with doing that.
exactly, there are legal issues with that. But that goes into like some of the things, like a celebrity, they can say certain things, but they're not going to be in as much trouble as like senators and Congress would be. But they can still get in trouble, just like how I forgot what celebrity it was that got in trouble for talking about a cryptocurrency.
Oh yeah, that
When
was a bunch of them. It was a
yeah,
long list. It was like Kim Kardashian. There's a lot of them.
yeah, her family basically, but yeah, things like that. It doesn't even have to be necessarily within politics, but at the time, during the whole situation where people were trying to figure out what they were going to be doing with cryptocurrency and different
Although
cryptocurrencies
I'll
still
say
coming
this,
out.
and like I said, I may be a little biased. I don't know. I think that's a little bit more gray. So,
It is grayer with politics, but how much sway did she have with people who went and decided to buy that coin because she bought it?
no, I get it. I get it. But I mean, I'll explain it. I think it's a little bit gray area because, said what I say one celebrity's role is outside. I mean, I wouldn't call that a political thing, but it is to get the
No,
information out. And in that sense, away from politics, yeah, I don't believe you're being paid for political stuff outside of like a commercial and a job, But I
but
don't.
I bring that up because it's like you said, it is different. But the
Hold on, wait,
family
wait.
still got in trouble.
No, I know. Hold on.
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back.
All right. Cool. But anyways, to get back to my point, what I was saying was, in a premise of swaying or trying to like get paid to go say or even under the table for political reasons, no, I think that should be illegal. I don't think you should be allowed to do that. I don't think you should be allowed to say if it's not your own personal opinion. Personally, I don't believe you should be able, especially as celebrities, should be allowed to be paid to share your viewpoint because it's political. I don't think there should be any financial incentives for a celebrity. That's just what I believe. Now, when it comes to crypto, and again, that's different from politics. I do understand when you have a platform and you're out there and you're basically your job is to go out there and be a promo person, then yeah, I'm probably a little bit like, these people were paid to do a job and to promote something that they may not know about. I'm not sure if they should be, hit so hard. Now, again, I may be a little biased because I am pro crypto, but I'm not sure if I necessarily agree with them on being hit for just doing a job for a company that they were paid for. Now, if they knew about the situation and there was some way to prove that they were involved or in cahoots and it wasn't just a job where they were paid to just do a commercial, but they're actually in cahoots and they actually know what's going on with the product, they're actually involved, then at that point, then yeah, I think they should get some, there should be some legal action. But if they're just out there just doing promotion, whatever, or even the fact of if they're promoting something, but it's because they were told about it, they were given information and they actually believed in the product and they were like, they got cut up like the rest of us, then at that point, I think that's a little different. The only time I would say that is fine is that if you can actually prove that they were involved or they knew what was going on, like any of these rug pulls that happened and they knew a rug pull was going to happen, or if there is evidence of a rug pull happening and they pull before the rug pull happened, like right before, so it seemed like they were informed, then at that point, they should have to pay. Other than that, I'm 110%. I'm kind of like I said, to me, that's a little gray area because, like I said, you got to prove that somehow they were involved or they knew about it, or they were like somehow involved in a leadership role in that product. Outside of that, if you're just out there doing a job or they just told you what's up and you believed in it like everybody else and you got rug pulled with like all of us, that's a little bit different. That's why I said it's a little gray area for me. But you can
Yeah, but they can still be held responsible. And the only reason why they can be held responsible is just because of the amount of influence that they have. But outside of that, you're right. It's just normal.
Yeah, and hold on. And again, it depends on where they are at with the product. You get what I'm saying? Like for me,
Yeah, but
hold on. Like for me, I'm a big fan of Cardano. Just for example, I am a big fan of Cardano. And again, I'm not saying this is happening. Yes. You know what? Okay, let's not use Cardano because I am a supporter with that, so I don't want to say Cardano. So let's go with the crypto coin Salamander.
all
I do
right.
not own it. I'm not a supporter of it. I don't know anything about it. If I go out and I say, yo, I'm in Salamander, I've heard their stuff, they're really great. I recommend, again, this is not financial advice, but I like it. I recommend that you go into it. I believe in it. I own it,
Are you famous?
Yes. I mean, you were using me as an example, I own it.
You would.
And I'm just
You own it.
And I'm informing people. And I'm informing people because I like the product. I like the project. I went ahead. I looked at the white paper. The white paper seems good, and I believe in the coin. And I just tell everybody like, hey, I'm in Salamander. I like this coin. I believe in it. I think it's gonna go good. I think you guys should get it because I truly do believe in this project. And then they wind up rug pulling. Then yes, I don't think I should be blamed because I was just telling you what my thoughts were, what I was doing, in the hopes that it helps you out. I'm not just trying to hype them up in a way of trying to be like mean, or I knew that this coin was gonna rug pull. What's gonna be a rug pull?
Did they pay you to
Huh?
say positive things about them?
Well, that goes into my next example. If that's a rug pull, then yeah, no, I think that should be fine. I shouldn't get hit because again, I believe in the project. I believe in the product, and even if it's just me just reading the market, like okay, it's going up high. I think I'm gonna take some profit. Because that's just how I read it. I don't think I should be punished for like trying to inform people of something that I personally believe in. Second example, okay, when we're talking about paying for it, if I am hired to do a job to promote a coin, I'm a celebrity, and they say, hey, can you come here? We have the Salamander coin. Can you come in? Can you come in and promote it? And I'm just here to do a read on it. Then at that point, then no, I don't think I should be hit because I'm just here. I'm here to do a commercial. It's my job. I go ahead. I do a read. Maybe I own some coin because they gave it to me. you know, because I did a read and I wound up being a rug pull. I don't think I should be blamed for it because I was just doing a job. That's literally me simply doing a job. And part of the amount I got paid for was salamander. That's not a problem.
Well, if you were being paid, and this is the situation that happened with Kim Kardashian, is that she was paid money and she was paid in coin, and even the coin flopped, and a lot of people invested in that coin because of her suggestion. Even though she, with her saying that it's not legal advice, she still got in trouble for it. I don't know if it was Kim Kardashian, one of the Kardashians, but she still
No,
got in
it was
trouble
Kim
for it
Kardashian. It was Kim Kardashian.
because of the amount of influence she had. That's why she got in trouble, because of the influence she has, and because she was promoting something she got paid to promote.
Which
So those
again,
two,
but again, I don't agree because if your job is to promote, that's your job because that means almost
yeah.
any actor that does a commercial can get hit. And I don't
Well,
agree with
yes, you're right on that. But I mean, there's a difference between promoting clothing, like, and then promoting some financial information.
that.
Because
Yeah,
with clothing, if it
again,
doesn't,
if she's promoting this is where I'll agree. If she's promoting herself as an actual financial investor, okay, you got me there. If she is legitly attached to the project, like she actually puts money into that to it work and all that stuff, then okay, there should be some accountability. If you are a leader in the project, then there should be some accountability. If you were informed on the project, then yes, there should be some accountability. But if you're just there just doing your job, which is just to promote a coin because you're paid to do a commercial, I'm not going to hold that against you. If you're over there and you're telling people about a project that you believe in and it rug pulls, I'm not going to hold that against you. I will hold it against you if you are directly attached to the project. I will not hold it against you if you had nothing to do with the project and you just believe in what they were telling you.
well, that is exactly what happened to her. And it is because although what you're saying, I can agree with because I understand, but in her situation, because the amount of what was I saying earlier? The amount of influence she has, and because she told people that this would be a good coin to buy, she influenced people or persuaded people who otherwise would not have bought the coin to buy it.
The only time that would be a problem if you can prove that she influenced people, they went in, she made a ton of money, and then she pulled out. Then yeah, there's probably something wrong there. At
But
that point, then yeah.
well, that is what happened. I mean, she didn't pull out because it wasn't her coin, but I mean,
No,
the
I mean it
company
doesn't
made
matter.
a shitload of money.
If she owned the coin and they paid her with coin, and she decides to pull out, like she gets and pulls out, then yeah, that's a problem.
That is what she did. Well, I can't say shit about the coin. I don't know if she pulled out with the coin. I
Yeah,
don't know
that's
if
what
she
I'm
still
saying.
owns the coin. But
Yeah,
regardless of the situation was the lawyers looked at it and they said, because of the amount of influence that she had, and because she was paid to do it and say it, and because she also received the coin, what is it? That's why they held her responsible, because she influenced the people to do it. Now, I agree with you. It's her job to influence. Of course, you go to her you pay her a certain amount of money. I don't know if it was in the millions or if
okay.
it was
Hold
just
on,
in the
hold on,
hundreds
hold
of
on,
thousands.
hold on. Mike said, I'm not gonna blame somebody on their influence. If somebody goes out and sells hot dog that they love and they're fine with, and then I eat the hot dog and I wind up getting sick, are they really to blame? When they ate the hot dog, they had no issues, but it wound up having an issue to me. But they're just there to promote it.
Well, with food, no, but with financial
Well,
information,
I mean,
yes.
but I would say it's the same thing with financial. Again, to me, it depends on how
No.
attached you are to the project. I don't really care about your influence because at the end of the day, if you believe in something and you can help some people out, I'm not going to be mad at you. I mean, like I said, I've done on this podcast with Crypto because again, I've sat there and said we are not financial advisors. I said you could lose everything. Every time I say it, when I tell people on crypto, when I do talk about crypto, I always say I'm not a financial advisor. If you listen to me, you
Yeah.
can lose everything. But I can tell you what I believe in and what I think is right. And just because I'm a celebrity, yes, I'm giving you advice, and it could go bad. But this is what I believe in. This is what I like, and this is
Well,
what.
wait, G.
Go ahead.
You're not that part that you said right there. you're right. You would not be responsible for anything if something happened and went to negative. You wouldn't be. That no one would be, even if he was celebrity. But and only but and if you took money from the company and you took the coins from the company that was offered in the deal to promote it, then you would be in trouble. But
I
if you're
only
just
would I
saying
will
it,
only wait a minute, I will only agree with that if you sold the coin.
if you mean like if you no longer have the coin but you sold the coin,
Yes, if you sold the coin, I think I would agree with that. Or yes, if you sold the coins, I think I would 110% agree with that. Because
no, I think you still have the coin.
well, no, if you still have it, because it proves that you're not reputable, because you could have, I mean, it could go either way. It could be one thing where like you have the coin and you sold it because you got it, you did your commercial, they paid you in it, you got it and you sold it. But if you held it, bumped it up, then pulled out, then
Well, if
yeah,
you
at
held it,
that
bumped it
point,
up, and pulled out,
yeah,
then
that's
it's
illegal. I
not.
think that's actually illegal.
It's not. It's not. At that point, it's not her fault. She's
No, that
still
is
holding on the
110%.
coin.
That is 110%. If you go ahead and you use your influence, and you like, if you go ahead and you got the coins, and then you go ahead and pump it up, and you tell people buy this coin, and you pull out and take profit, yeah, that there's a problem with that.
Well,
I actually think that is
wait.
actually illegal.
If you make profit for it and it's still, let's just say a month from now, it's still going up, and then it bottoms out, you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, the whole point about it is, regardless of if it goes up or goes down, you took the product, you took the money, you endorsed the product. You're not responsible. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you're getting in trouble for for swaying people to go buy this product, even if you had no idea it was going to bottom out. You were still the face of the product, and they paid you to. And even if they did good, did bad, or whatever, they're not necessarily looking at you now for to pay them back, but they're looking at you because you were the one who gave them, even though you said it's not a financial advice. You gave them financial advice. You took money to promote this financial advice specifically,
Okay, you
even
know
though
what?
you
No,
knew
and in
nothing
that
about
sense,
it.
and in that sense, I disagree, because again, again, that's like, because now you're putting in a situation like, let's say B told me to buy, I don't know, I don't know, what's it, like a stealth coin, you know? Let's say B told me to buy the stealth coin. That's just advice, but he's not a financial advisor. If I listen to somebody who's not a financial advisor and disclose that to me, that's not your problem. I chose to believe in that. That's on me. That's a
Yeah,
personal choice at that point. So no,
but if B had a lot of money
and again, we're talking about if he had a
and
lot of money. Doesn't matter if he
and
had a lot of money. If he is out there,
well, actually, it does matter. This is why, because you're being persuaded by a person who has a lot of money and is known to keep doing things to increase their money, increase their profit. If I if I came to you and if I had like a lot of money, if I came to you and I told you invest in this product because it's going to do well and I'm trying to well the product and I know what I'm doing, that's one thing. If I come to you and I tell you to invest in this product personally to you, to my friend,
no, we're
that's a
not
whole
talking.
different story.
We're not talking about friends. We're talking about to the masses. And
To the mass, okay.
yeah,
If
but
B said to promote, if B promoted this to the masses and something happened, B and he said it's not legal advice, B wouldn't be held responsible. But if B said this to the masses and people knew him and he was a popular person, from TV or whatever, then he has, keep saying the word, I'm forgetting at the same time. Then uh, he has sway over the masses of people because let's say millions of people know who he is. And if B said, "Oh, I like this chocolate because it's really good," and people started buying the chocolate because he specifically said he likes this chocolate, then their sales are going to increase. If B said, "Buy this video game,"
but that doesn't. But that has nothing to do. That only works and that only happens is if you sell the coin and you take profit after pumping the coin.
that's true. That
That
would be the
is
welling part.
yes. But if you hold on to the coin and it pumps up, and then you're there when it falls, that shows that you were in there. That shows that you weren't doing anything wrong. The only
It
time
shows what it shows is you're a business partner because you took the money
that does
to
not prove that you're
promote
a business
this.
partner. That does not prove that you're a business partner at all.
Well, man, technically speaking,
It doesn't prove that.
the way that the lawyers made it go, I'm not saying that it is or isn't. As long as you make the judge believe it, so you can get the
Well,
judgment you want.
that's true with anything, but there has to be precedent and precedence. I think that's the right word. And what I'm saying is no. I think in a sense that you're incorrect because again, like if you hold on to the coin and it goes up and it boosts and then it shots down because it's a rug pull and you lose all that money. You know what I'm saying? That's why
It also depends on the amount of people that lost the money too, and how much the overall amount added up to be.
it depends on how close you are to the project. It's like owning stocks. If I own the stocks and the company screws up, guess what? I can't be sued because I'm not the one running that company. I have no stake in that company. I have no control.
No, but you bought it on your own volition. No one persuaded you to buy it because of who they are.
But giving people as suggestions is not swaying. It is saying, hey, this is my if you are going out there, you're promoting it like you're trying to get people's financial advice. And yes, but if you're saying this is what I do and this is what I believe in and this is what I think will work for y'all, but
that's what Kim Kardashian did. You know what? Actually, can you see about the video? The original video? I don't know if they even have that on YouTube, to be honest with you.
I don't even know what to look up, but
the words and because I didn't see the video. I read the article. The article said that she persuaded people to buy the coin because she was paid to promote the coin.
Again, pay for promotion is one thing. I don't have an issue with you being paid because that's your job. And even if you get coins for it, that's fine. You can pay for coins. The problem is if you're showing to do something legal, like for example, if you pump the project and then you pull out and then the project dumps, there is something. Yes, that you cannot do. But if you get paid with the coin, the project pumps, and you hold on to it, and then or if you get paid with the coin, you get it that day and you decide to sell it because you don't care about it. You know, then okay, that's kind of a gray area right there. That's a really gray area.
Well, actually, to be honest with you, man, if you're not the person who created the coin, the company that's pushing it, but you're just paying to promote it,
yes,
and it wells, then you're not responsible because you're not part of the company.
That's my point.
The whole issue is just the amount of influence that she had. That's where the whole issue came in. That's why it was a legal issue.
No.
Because
I get the whole entire thing of you're a celebrity and the sway you have. That is one thing. But in my personal opinion, I personally believe it depends on how connected you are to it.
oh, she wasn't connected at all. She didn't even know the company. The company approached her.
Yeah. So, but I mean, yes. Again, it depends on how it was done. That's the thing. Like, I mean, I don't know. I gotta look at the article myself, but depending on how it was done, because there's ways that you can do it that you could, and there's probably some gray areas, like I was just saying, where like yes, I will say yes, if it's a substantial amount, where like it's almost like you own like a percentage of the company, like a large amount, like I don't know, you have like 25, 35, 45%. Okay, that's a large amount. And at that point, then I would say that right there, I may agree with you because you own a large portion. It's like owning like 58% of like Disney or something, you know?
Wasn't there something? There's something else similar to this that happened before. It was something that had to do with headphones, wasn't it? But it was a person from another country. They trying to sell the product out here. They got a lot of investors and people, and then they went back to their country, and then they couldn't go after them when they felt to hit the debt. It was some headphones, and I forgot when I had heard about this, but I think it was probably 5 something years ago, maybe when I first heard about this situation.
Yeah,
Do you know what I'm talking about?
there are plenty of stories like this. And I just want to say this real quick. Hey, if you're a lawyer and we're getting this wrong, or if you know what we're talking about, make sure to comment down below. Let us know if we're right or where we were wrong, and just put it down in the comments below and just help inform us. And then we'll put it out there. So, but yeah, just let us know. But yes,
And
no,
if
I
you get
mean,
any clients from this, don't forget to donate a percentage of that to the cost. Not the cost, to the mission, our mission.
or you could just do us just a favor, just subscribe and share. Tell your other people to subscribe and follow.
That is a type of that is an equal exchange that we're willing to do. I think that's a good idea.
Yep.
I prefer cold hard cash, but I will take friendship too.
Mm-hmm. There's not much else we got to say. I mean, this is a pretty good podcast. And it was a nice one-on-one with the guests coming in, which technically he was on the podcast.
Now he's a guest.
He was a guest for this
surprise
episode.
Guest.
Yes, he was a surprise guest for this episode. Although I would love it if we get Dave Chappelle, at least in my opinion. I feel like we made it. What about you, man?
I agree, man.
What about you, man? Who do you think we need to get on the podcast to show that we made it in your eyes?
Well, you already got me. I mean, that's just showing that you made it.
No. I
What,
got
man,
you.
I'm popular out here. I won't say in the streets.
I got you, and look where it got me.
Far.
Mm-hmm. Either way, you know what? I want to do this real quick. I was going to do this on the next podcast because I'll be honest with you, the next podcast I plan on it being a lot lighter. It's not going to be all political. I want to end the year because by the time this one comes out, this is going to be the holidays. I think this one comes out right before Christmas. Let me look it up real quick. I want to make sure I get the dates right. The second chapter of this podcast will be coming out literally a day before Christmas. Well, yes, a day before Christmas. Do you have any holidays plans before we head out?
I'll be out there in our city, doing it big. Actually, doing it small.
Just say you'll be in LA. That's better.
I'll be somewhere in LA. I'll be somewhere in California. I'll be somewhere on the East Coast. How about the West Coast?
What up, man?
What you want?
Nothing, man. You literally came at the end when we had to leave.
Okay, perfect.
And now we.
I'm sorry, it was funny. Well, I still gotta go because I gotta go pay my wife attention.
All right, go ahead and do your fatherly duties.
Hey man, I just log in, trying not to get weird.
Thank you for checking out a new episode of Fit the Description. I definitely want to appreciate that. I want to thank Adam. I want to thank Norris. I want to thank Jade for being on this podcast. Definitely
Our brief celebrity.
It in streams. Either way, so I can finish this out. Make sure on your way out to subscribe and follow, depending on where you're listening to this at. All additional links will be down. All additional links will be down below. Make sure to check out the clips. Make sure to.
Did you get that? I'm sorry. Did you hear that?
What was
He said, I'm in the bathroom cleaning the vent, right? Like I said. And you're talking about following, right? And then he comes in here. They said, Daddy, what's that in the toilet? So that's why I'm like, did you get that?
Oh.
Because your brother on a live podcast came in here and asked me what was that in the toilet. Does that look like poop to you? It's vent dirt. Okay, I'm sorry, Chief.
I'd like to apologize to my disrespectful friend here that wants to talk about how you left crap in the toilet. Disgusting.
Come on, man. Give me a bad reputation.
You deserve it.
Man, look, it's not me. The kids say the dirtiest things. That's what that is.
Either way, once again, I want to thank y'all for checking out another podcast. I want to thank James. I want to thank Adam. I want to thank Nord for being on this episode. I definitely appreciate it. Make sure on your way out to subscribe and follow, depending on where you're listening to this at. All additional links will be down below. Make sure to check us out on various different podcast platforms. Make sure to check out the Clips channel. And with that being said, just so you know, The next episode will be the last podcast. Well, not the last podcast, but the last episode that we do until next year. Technically, the second half will be coming out next year. But beyond that, this is the second to last podcast that we're going to record until next year. So make sure to check out the next podcast. So hopefully you enjoy that one. And with that being said, we want to thank y'all. Oh, also, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. We hope y'all have a good one. We hope y'all, and if you're listening to the second half during your holiday break, thank you for allowing us to be with you and your family during your holidays. With that being said, we're going to get up out of here. Y'all have a good night.
All right, Martinique, you have a good night.